I honestly believe that the MPAA is the most retarded group of people that I have ever heard about that wasn't physically or mentally disabled. Some of you movie geeks out there may know, pretty much everyone since it's been all over the news for the past couple weeks, the documentary Bully, which is slated for release this year, has caused quite some controversy over its rating. The MPAA originally refused to rate this movie, which is being released by the Weinstein Company, PG-13, for the one reason that it uses 4 F-words in one scene in the entire documentary. That's it. The rest of the movie is just a bunch of bullying, and, you know, that's what it is, because it's a real, exploiting movie about bullies in schools nowadays. And the Weinstein Company is like, why can't you release it as PG-13? I mean, 4 F-words, what's the big deal? And the MPAA was like, well, you see, we don't make smart decisions, because remember how we rated Blue Valentine NC-17 for the sole purpose that there's several sex scenes in the movie between a married couple, mind you. Yeah, we don't know how to rate movies smartly, especially if they don't even deserve that rating. So we're going to go ahead and rate this movie R. And the Weinstein Company, their main argument, and everyone else's mind, is that kids need to see this movie. It's because it's a really powerful movie about bullying, and I've never seen it, because barely anyone's seen it at this point, except for like the people making it and like test screen audiences. But I'm sure that whenever it gets released theatrically, I'll go see it. Definitely, because why would I not see it after, ranting about it and hearing all this buzz? It better be a darn good movie. And they make a compelling, argument. That's a good reason to release the movie as PG-13. But then MPAA was like, no, we're going to make it R because that's our rule. You can't have more than 2 in a PG-13 movie. I mean, 2 is pushing it, but with all the violence you have in the movie, might as well just rate it R anyways. And so the Weinstein Company is like, well, guess what? We have been making movies since we were Miramax back in the 1980s. And we've got balls of steel, my friend. I mean, we released Clerks, and not saying that was a bad idea, but it sure was a risk. Now, let me tell you something. I have power too, and I get to say what goes, except for whatever you guys rate it. So I'm going to release this unrated. And so, after letting that settle into the MPAA for a while, they were just like, well, I guess you don't want people to think that we're a-holes, so I guess they could just release it as PG-13, as long as they cut out 1 F-word. That's all they have to do. And they're like, yeah, dude, we can totally do that, as long as you'll just... Or I'm not really sure if they had to cut anything out. All the stuff I've been reading, it's kind of confusing, but I don't think they've had to cut anything out, or maybe 1, or I'm not really sure. But they said, yeah, you can release it uncut, as we're fine with that. And the Weinstein Company's like, cool, PG-13 rating 4 F-words? That's all we really wanted, MPAA. And they're like, yeah, it's good to work with you guys. I know we kind of screwed you over with Clerks whenever we did the whole NC-17R thing. But yeah, we just like to screw with you guys every once in a while. And this is just a little pat on the back. He's like, dude, everyone's heard about this. This isn't just one of those jokes that you do. This is like a joke gone wrong. And he's like, yeah, I got it, but we made up, okay? No one got hurt in the process, okay? Calm down. So, fast forward to today. PTC, the Parents Television Council, released a comment saying that the MPAA's final decision of releasing Bully in PG-13 is unjustified or something retarded, like they thought it was a bad idea. Really? Really? This is coming from the same people that say that South Park is one of the biggest blasphemous things on the planet. Now, while I do realize and admit that South Park can be a little, vulgar and obscene at times, it still is a quality show, because really all they do is just, they parody and spoof and satire tons of things without even directly referencing it sometimes. And yes, while they do make vulgar references and such, it's still a pretty good show, and it has to be a good show because it's in its 16th season right now, and it's been on the air since 1997, which is a long time for an animated series. Well, The Simpsons has been on since the 1980s, but they're going to be canceled in 3 years, so who cares? But these people seriously freak out every single time something that they don't like goes on the air. I mean, they're finally allowed to say the word dick on television now. They couldn't say that up until about 2009. And you can't even say it, like, before 7 o'clock. Because Community finally started saying it on NBC, which is a major network. Unlike Comedy Central, which is a basic cable network. So, I really think that the PTC needs to just get in a bus and think that they're going to protest something, and then the bus driver is actually a CIA agent who has a parachute that ejects out of the bus, and he drives off a cliff. They all die in a fiery explosion, and no one can recognize their bodies. They just disappear off the face of the planet. Oh, they should probably share a bus with the Westboro Baptist Church, because they should die too, but we're not going to get into that. The PTC is the most retarded group of people that I have ever known of. And even the MPAA even made up for their mistakes, because they're like, yeah, okay, fine, let's release it in PG-13. Whatever, screw all this controversy. But the PTC doesn't care about anything. I mean, what could you really expect from a company that has hired Billy Ray Cyrus as one of their spokespeople? I mean, seriously? What does that guy ever have to say? He's like, my daughter has her own show. I'm sorry, had her own show on Disney Channel where she played a fictional version of herself and I played a fictional version of myself. It was kind of like, you know, what was it? It's kind of like the show Louie, but for kids, and Louie wasn't around at that point, and his show started as soon as ours was canceled. But it doesn't matter. I was on television for 5 years playing a character, and I don't like it when people use vulgarity. It's like, dude, you're on Disney Channel. There's nothing funny on that channel after Zack and Cody's first series got canceled. Well, I mean, Phineas and Ferb is, you know, pretty legit. But other than that, there's nothing good on the Disney Channel. There's nothing quality that people my age, people that want to go see Bully, will even laugh at or be entertained by. Your channel is for 5-year-olds, okay? Not every 5-year-old is going to go see Bully, because their parents aren't going to go take them to see a movie with a bunch of bullying in it. I mean, yeah, they'll wait till they're older to show it to them, but kids that are under, like, 7 probably aren't even going to go see this movie, because it's kind of obscene. But kids older than that actually start getting into the bullying thing, they will see it. Because, you know, it's for them. It's basically for everyone. But kids younger than 7, it's like, okay, don't, because, like, we know that it's rated PG-13 so kids can see it, but don't even, just, no, you're too young. But I guess that's their argument. They're too young to see this movie. You don't know, okay? You made a movie, you made a TV show that 3-year-olds watch on Saturday mornings. Other than the fact that, oh, the people in the background are laughing, so my brain is automatically assuming that this is funny. I'm going to laugh as well, even though I don't even understand half the sexual innuendo jokes that they're making, and I won't for another 10 years. So honestly, Billy Ray Cyrus needs to have a pine cone shoved up his butt. And then we'll just be like, yeah, that's what your words are like. It's like having a pine cone shoved up our butt whenever we listen to the stupid bullcrap that comes out of your mouth. And it's probably not even Billy Ray. It's probably some other guy from the PTC that settled this crap. But I'm just, you know, singling out him because, well, let's be honest, he's kind of retarded. Then again, so is the whole PTC, because they released a statement saying that Bully having its rating changed back to PG-13 is ridiculous. And to that I say, every single member of the Parents Television Council, please go hump a tree, because no one likes you. The funny thing is about the PTC is that they're probably raising kids that are going to turn out to be bullies anyway. So to them, they don't really get it. They don't really understand that bullying is bad. They don't even, even say that. They're just like, oh, it's got the F word in it. It shouldn't have a PG-13 rating. It's like, dude, you're the Parents Television Council. This is a movie that will be released in theaters, in limited theaters. Not even as much as, like, The Hunger Games would, which, you know, that movie was just made for money. This movie is made, like, the public service announcement. This movie's important. The Hunger Games is just for entertainment. But apparently the Parents Television Council has to put their, you know, their censorship little, snooty little nose into every single thing that they think that involves them with it. It doesn't. They are just concerned with television. And they shouldn't even be. That organization should not even exist for all that it matters. Because all they're trying to do is control what the kids see on TV. It doesn't matter what the kids are going to see on TV nowadays, okay? Whatever you show them on TV now, it will not affect if they see it 10 years from now. Because eventually, they're going to learn all that dirty stuff and realize all the wrong it is with the world, as through their eyes and through your eyes. Okay? If they see South Park now, it's not going to screw them up for life any more than it would 10 years from now. Okay? It's just, vulgarity is everywhere. There's no way to get around it. It doesn't matter if they see it now or if they see it in the future. It's always around. And it doesn't matter if you try to get this movie censored and give it an R rating just because you don't want your kids seeing this movie and going around saying that word they only used in one scene in the movie that they're probably going to forget about by the time they finish watching the movie. So why even freak out about it? Oh my god, these people just make me so angry, and I can't even do anything about it except yell about it on the internet, because that's all that I can do. Because I live near Dallas, Texas. Well, what am I going to do? Go down to the mayor's office and be like, yeah, I want you to write a letter to the PTC and tell them to go screw themselves, because that's what they really need to do. And the mayor's like, I'm not going to do that. Who are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm Greg Phipps. I directed Bitten. You may have not seen it on the internet, but I can totally give you the link. You can go watch it. It's good. But, you know, I can't do anything about this. All I can do is hope that one day the Parents Television Council will see this video and they will hear when I say, you need to just shut up and stop being such prissy douchebags who just try to control everything, okay? You can't control anything. You're the Parents Television Council. You have about as much authority over movies as a potato has over a donut. Yes, they are food, but they are not in the same category in any way, shape, or form or dimension, okay? So just shut up. Okay, I'm done yelling. I'm done with this rant. So, in conclusion, the MPAA, sometimes they can be idiots, but eventually they redeem themselves. The Parents Television Council, go die. The Westboro Baptist Church, do the same thing. But don't do a red state type situation, because honestly, we don't need the Branch Davidian, or whatever it was called again, because that was crazy. I mean, I know I wasn't even alive at that point, or maybe I was, but I wasn't old enough to understand it. But we don't need it again. So yeah, I'm gonna go and yell some more into my pillow and try not to suffocate. Okay, bye.